I was born in New York City. My name is Judy Targan, and I was not only born, and this is important, I was born in New York City, raised on the west side of Manhattan, and I was born in 1931. I really became an artist from the age of 4 at the Walden School because it was very, very free. And I will tell you that when I graduated in the 12th grade, there were 25 of us in the class. And of the 25, there were 24 guitars and 1 paintbrush. That was me. I went to Smith College. I had a wonderful education there, and I am still very, very active up there and very proud that we are still an all-girls school. And now they have probably one of the best college museums in the country, and I'm on the visiting committee of the museum and very active up there. Well, immediately after, I was in New York and had a job running the mimeograph machine at the League of Women Voters in New York. And that didn't last very long. I then got married, moved to New Jersey, and I had never been in New Jersey in my life. And I thought it was like going to a foreign country. But I got a job at the old Orbeck store in Newark, working in the window display department. I was getting closer to being an artist. And I didn't last there very long because I became pregnant. And in those days, it was considered physical activity climbing into a window, and I was immediately fired. Women could not do that. I really started my career as an artist. I started doing pictures for children's rooms. After about 12 years of that, I made a transition to being a printmaker. I found printmaking to be a much more sophisticated medium. And then I decided I had to have my own studio. So I hired an architect, and we were in this house. And I said, look, Bob, I have to have my own studio. There's a 3rd floor, there's a basement, there's a detached garage. What do you think? He said, don't you have a room on the 1st floor? And it had never occurred to me. So all we did, there was a room here, we pushed it out, and I have lived here very happily ever since. So I sold my press. I donated all my brayers, which I had taken such good care of, and I donated them to Smith College Studio Art Department, which had now grown to a very big department. And I started to do work on paper. And then I made my final transition, which is already almost 30 years that I do oil on wood. And they are all dimensional. As you can see, I paint with oil paint, I paint the sides, I paint all around. Some of them are very different kinds of shapes. I do have a carpenter who makes these shapes for me. to my specifications. And then I proceed. I have a website now, so you can look at it and try to understand the process. Actually, my life is totally involved with art. I've been a docent now for 26 years at the Newark Museum, and it's been a wonderful learning experience, and it has influenced my own work, and it has influenced my collecting work in many ways, and I love doing it. Through all this, have been collecting contemporary painting, sculpture, and prints and drawings. I'm not as active as I was over the years, but I have some wonderful pieces here, and I love people to come, and I give them tours, and it's a lot of fun. It's been a long career, and it has changed paths over the years. But in many ways, if you look at my work from the very beginning, it has retained certain elements in it, but it's grown. And I don't really know what I would do if I couldn't be involved with art, because that's what I am. This was quite a while ago when I had my 50th reunion of college, and they asked you to write something about your life up till this point. And, well, most people talked about their children and their grandchildren and their various things like that. And I simply wrote on the page, creating art, exhibiting art, studying art, looking at art, talking about art, advising on art, collecting art, supporting art, living with art. And that is really my life.